Hello! Something you may not know about me is despite being British, over the last few years I have become very American sport-pilled. I'm really into both basketball and baseball inexplicably. I watched my first baseball game in 2022 on the 4th of July in the LA Dodgers Stadium, which was an experience and I absolutely loved it. And since then, I've been all around America watching different baseball games, including the disappointing Chicago Cubs, and getting rained on when I saw the Nationals, visiting Fenway Park to see the Boston Red Sox, and getting sunburns at a Guardians game. I have been to my fair share of baseball games, but none of them compare to the games I attended in South Korea. Baseball in Korea is insane, and I love it. I'm not an expert on the history of baseball in Korea, but I do know that the top flight league is called the KBO. It started in the 1980s with 6 teams, now it has 10, and it has since grown to be one of the most popular sports leagues in all of Korea. When I visited Seoul earlier this year, I thought it would be fun to attend a KBO game myself and film it and share that experience with you guys. Seoul actually has a handful of baseball teams. They have the Doosan Bears, the Kiwon Heroes, and the LG Twins, for example. You'll notice that the team names don't include the name of the city in them. They very rarely do in Korea from my experience. They often are the name of the sponsor and then the team name. I went to go see the LG Twins because they were the team that were playing the game on the day I wanted to go see baseball. They play their home games at the Jamsil Baseball Stadium, and so I made my way there. Coming out of the tube station and just seeing the stadium in front of you is incredible, and it's something that I really appreciate about countries that are not America. I had already booked my ticket online through a third party, and so I had to pick up my tickets from an international section of the ticket booth, but at other games I attended later, I realized you can often just buy tickets on the day. It was quite a long walk around the stadium to get to where the entrance was for me, and on my walk I saw a variety of merch shops and food places like a BBQ Chicken, which is a Korean chicken chain that I love, and there were people outside hanging out and eating and drinking. Once you make it through the ticket barrier, you are greeted with the mascot of the LG Twins, which is just a guy. Once I made it inside, I thought it would be a good idea to get some food before the game started, so I looked around and saw what the options were. And genuinely, Korea blows America out of the water in terms of food options. Just to name a few, they have the previously mentioned chicken places, they also have convenience stores serving a variety of snacks, they have tteokbokki and other Korean foods, and they have a Pizza Hut! Usually at places like this, if there's a pizza chain, they have a whole bunch of pre-cooked pizzas already prepared that they just give you and it tastes awful. But here, they actually made the pizzas fresh, like you were actually at a Pizza Hut, which I think is incredible, so I got a pizza, and I ate a pizza while watching baseball! I did also get a side of pretzel sticks, which I very much enjoyed. There'll be more food talk later, don't worry. At this point, I am now at my seat, and the first thing that I noticed, besides the incredible stadium, is the handful of people with fucking telescopic lens cameras taking creep shots of the baseball players at a distance. From what I could see, a lot of them were only taking pictures of a specific player that they really liked, which I guess I understand. It's probably just a cultural difference thing. Oh, and there is Mr. Twin himself. I think his name is actually Lucky? There's 2 of them obviously because they're twins, but I never saw the other one. Before the match started, they announced the lineup, and look, they got a white guy! This is immediately followed by essentially what is an AMV of the team, which I think is awesome. After they announced the players, they announced the official team cheerleaders, which is a group of 3 or 4 girls that throughout the entire game are just leading all of the songs and dances that everybody in the audience is doing, and they do not take a break. Even the away team has cheerleaders that you can see off into the distance to hype up their own side. Speaking of singing, it seems that each of the teams have their own theme song that they sing at the start of the game. Just listen. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's a part of the song where they just list out each of the players' names and say something like, "You've got this." Once the game begins, you will realize that this is a trend that extends to more than just the team. Every single player on the roster has their own personal theme song. Some of them are just parody songs of popular music. My favorite one is the one that they do for the American guy, Austin Dean, and he only joined last year. At one point during the song, they cut out all of the instruments so you could just hear the crowd. I just love how everybody sings along and you can't help but get swept up in it, especially when he does stuff like this. And when the away team are up to bat, they do exactly the same thing, and it's so loud you can hear it from across the stadium. After a few innings, I decided to get up and get some snacks. I got myself a coffee and also these high-tie home run balls. They're like a chocolate doughy thing. They were good. At about the halfway point of the game, everybody brought out their scarves and all sang another song together. I could genuinely spend ages showing you all of these songs because they have so many. I know I'm not showing much of the actual baseball game itself, but I can assure you they are absolutely thrashing their opponents. The baseball skill is high enough that it's fun to watch, but also low enough that anything can happen. Anyway, at this point the score was like 7-1, so I decided to get more snacks and I ran into Loopy! Of course I had to get a video and a high five with her, are you kidding me? At some point during the match there was a challenge on a play, and when they were doing the review, I kid you not, they played Detective Conan music. Back on the topic of fans with full photography equipment, this guy was at every single game that I went to, and at one of them, he approached me, asked me who my favorite player was, and then handed me a free picture of Austin Dean that he had taken of him with his wife in the car park. It was weird. Anyway, obviously the LG Twins won, and it felt right that the game also ended with more singing. All in all, I had an amazing time. I bought an LG Twins hat. I know this wasn't a comprehensive evaluation of Korean baseball. It was more like the first impressions from a stupid idiot boy like me. So thank you, LG Twins Baseball. I really enjoyed my time here. And also, I really enjoyed my time in Korea in general. I would fully recommend if you ever find yourself in Korea to go see a baseball game because it's just so much fun. Thank you.